What's just kind of your background in this world of human performance, fitness, things like that?
I've been in the space of human performance for over 30 years now. And I was a guy trying to figure out along the way how to learn everything that I could to apply to human performance for sport and for life. And so I spent the better part of that 30 years in study. So I've got multiple degrees and tried to figure it out academically as a physical therapist, as a researcher, as a sports scientist. I tried to get my hands in the practice of this across all populations, from kids to Olympians to NFL. And I tried to make sure I stayed in touch with the research all along the way. And so, over 30 years of failing forward, I've really come to realize that there's a lot of really good stuff we can leverage, not just for better sports participation, better sports performance, but we can translate and maybe steal some of that for our performance in our everyday lives.
Yeah. Sydney was telling me you have some background in the Olympics and things of that nature. Can you kind of touch on that?
Yeah, so my previous stint before coming to Oklahoma State, I spent 15 years in the Dallas Metroplex working with a fellow by the name of Michael Johnson, famous Olympian, gold shoes, Michael Johnson. And our mission in that company was to help all athletes realize their potential regardless of their ability level. As it turns out, we spent a lot of our time working with Olympic athletes, Olympic hopefuls. Given Michael's heritage and his background, they came to us for guidance, for help. In some cases, as individuals, in some cases, as coaches. Sometimes national governing bodies and Olympic federations came to us. So we ended up becoming sort of this hub of operations for a lot of different Olympians, Olympic federations, and Olympic groups to provide some best practices around how do we leverage all these elements, these different elements of sports science, sports performance, sports medicine, nutrition, mental conditioning. How do we pull all that together to support these Olympians? And so it went from summer Olympians, you can imagine track and field, from Brazilian Track and Field Olympic Federation. We were able to work with them all the way to Trinidad and Tobago. We spent some time in Eastern Europe, in China. Also got involved with the Winter Olympics. So push athletes began to come to us in preparation for transitioning into that sport. So really, it started to spread the gamut across both Winter and Summer Olympics, both hopefuls as well as some folks, gold medalists and world champions that ended up having some great success. So full gamut, Winter and Summer, but all about just athleticism for their best performance.
Not sure if there's any kind of confidentiality agreement, but could you kind of share maybe some of those household names that you worked with? Any Michael Phelps, people like that?
I try not to drop the names. I can tell you that there was a lot of folks that were here in the state that here stateside that ended up on podiums that we were able to support. And again, we were just a supportive mechanism to an already well-oiled machine. When they were up on the podium, we were just a piece of the team. They had coaches, they had therapists, they had entire teams and villages around them. We became sort of a catalyst to some of that to help them along the way. Probably what I'm most proud of, though, is although we're proud of those supports, was the folks that came to us that had an Olympic dream. And there's a few that come to mind. There was a fella in North Texas by the name of Johnny Quinn. I think he'll be okay with me dropping his name. Football athlete at UNT, ended up in the NFL, had some time there in the CFL as well, and came to us to transition from the NFL into being a push athlete. He wanted to get in the sled and go really fast at Sochi Olympics. And so, as it turns out, he ended up transitioning. We were a part of that journey, along with a lot of other people, to transition him from an NFL athlete and a pretty darn good collegiate athlete into a push athlete, and ended up in a sled in Sochi. And the rest is history. He's out doing motivational speaking and was famous for breaking down a door at the Sochi Olympics. But those are the types of stories that I get excited for because he had a dream. He had a dream to be an Olympian and to leverage his athleticism for a completely different sport to realize an Olympic dream. And so everything from those podiums to those transitioned athletes, great stories across the board.
Kind of looking at these tiers, I guess. There's everyday athletes, there's these Olympic hopefuls, maybe people that were close, and then there's the Olympic medalists. What sets all three of those apart?
You know, I some of that is timing and luck and a lot of different variables. Those the aggregation of those little marginal gains that happens, the margin of victory, the margin of being on a podium and off a podium can be hundreds of seconds. But I'll tell you what I find though is there's a commonality there, and there's a commonality I think that we can all use in our day-to-day lives is that there's a process there whether you're transitioning from one sport and you're trying to be an Olympic hopeful to you're getting ready to be either first or second place in a 200-meter final. There's a process that they go through, and it's a consistency process. We're going to have an entirety of a planning process to get to that point. We're going to win each day. We're going to be consistent with what we do. That process, that Olympic process, is sort of a mindset, but it really is something that I've seen sort of, regardless of where you're at in that continuum, that applies to success, whether you're just trying to get in a sled like Johnny, or you're trying to get on the gold medal side of that podium. Those Olympic processes become kind of standard across the board. And I think we as everyday Olympians, I guess, in the boardroom or in the classroom, we can kind of pull from some of those first principles, and I think it's something I've learned in life, and I'm applying now in my role here at HPNRI.
Kind of bouncing off that as far as the mental side of it, physically, we're talking about world-class athletes. What are some things you taught them that could help everyday people in their health and their wellness journey?
Yeah, I learned as much as I taught with these Olympians, and something that we ended up sharing was a common language around really three big things that we can all kind of fall into and learn and do, that kind of translate from what they do as part of that process. As you watch the Olympic Games, I hope people see that there's the behind the scenes to that bobsled, the work that goes in to preparing to get into that sled and go really fast. They only go fast for like whatever that is, 15 seconds. It's all the work that goes into the front end of that. And so part one is that there's a why. There's a why. They want to go fast in that sled. Johnny wanted to get in that sled and be a part of that Olympic dream. That why guided his process. So he did things maybe that weren't fun. I mean, he didn't like getting up in the middle of the night, having to drink some protein to gain enough weight to be in the sled. He doesn't necessarily enjoy putting 400 pounds on his back and squatting to depth. Those aren't fun. Those aren't the thing. The thing that's fun is him going in that sled, making that team or being on that podium. And so that was really something that we could pull back for ourselves, is to identify the why. Like, what is your event? For me, it's this interview. For the dentist in Poto, maybe it's extracting that tooth. It's the why, it's the event that you're preparing for, and that begins to drive maybe some of the decisions in the process along the way. So number one is process. Number two is the physical things behind the scenes, and there's basically three big chunks that is sort of ubiquitous. It's sort of all across all these Olympians, regardless of event, from curling to bobsled to everything. Is they're doing three things: they're moving, they're eating, and they're sleeping. That's you and me talk. They're reframing those things into training. So movement is training to the Olympian. It's movement to you and I. Eating for you and I is fueling. That's a reframing mindset for the Olympian. It's a fuel. It's fueling what it is that they're trying to do. And then for us, resting is recovery. And so it's just a reframing of the same three things that we use and leverage every day to be a better student, a better CEO, or a better reporter. And so I think that's a key reframing there that the Olympic mindset uses, is that those are the things that they're going to cling to, and they're going to try to improve in those areas every day. As part of that process, they're going to improve every day. So those are kind of the key things that I think we as everyday Olympians can take from these high level athletes, is that, hey, there's a process there. There's basically those three chunks of preparation that goes into those events behind the scenes. And every day they're just getting a little bit better. They're not in the Olympics today. They're not in an Olympic final every day. It's a build to that process. That process of building up to that event is something we can all learn from.
What sport are you going to be watching the closest for this Olympics?
Gosh, we talked a lot about bobsled. I love that. I've kind of gotten into curling. Another interesting one. You think, wow, is curling, do they do anything physical? Yeah, they are conditioning now, strength training. That's another learning lesson for us, Brody, is strength training. That's just for the big, strong, athletes, the shot putters. It's across the board. It becomes a non-negotiable for sports, even like curling. So everything from the curling and those skilled sort of related sports all the way up to those brute force sports, I'll watch it all. And I hope that your listeners and your watchers will see this as well. Take in the games for the event, but remember that each of these Olympians has a story behind them. I mean, and the Johnny Quinns of the world trying to make a sled, the Lindsey Vonns of the world that has a knee injury now that she's dealing with. There's these stories behind these Olympians, and that's the part that really pulls at me. Is I know there's a story behind each of them, and for what price they've paid to get to this point. Many of them working additional jobs just to get to this point. All the moving, eating, and resting, or training, recovery, and sleep, behind the scenes that goes into those 15 seconds in the sled or that 20 seconds in that key event. That's what gets me pumped up, regardless of the event. It's the stories that lead up to those key performances.